Hello and welcome back to That Handicapping Show, sponsored by TwinSpires.com. I'm Jason Chandler, along with Evan Hammonds and James Scully from Brisnet.com. This week's featured race is the Grade 2 Risen Star from Fairgrounds. We'll also touch on the Fairgrounds Handicap, which came up a good turf betting race for older horses. But let's start with the Risen Star, which is at a mile and a 16th. It's the prep for the Louisiana Derby for 3-year-olds. And really came up a good betting race, which kind of surprised me here, guys. The morning line favorite is Rogue Romance, who makes his season debut after running third in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Also, sure to take a lot of money is Machin, is the impressive allowance winner. Kentucky Jockey Club winner Santiva, who also makes his season debut. And Macho Man, who's been graded stakes placed in his last 3. So lots of ways to go here. James, let me start with you and just talk to you about the pace scenario. You know, there's a lot of speed horses in here. I think, Decisive Moment, Pants on Fire, Justin Phillip all show early speed.
Oh, definitely. I mean, decisive Moment is the inside speed, and Arias, his trainer, has already said he's going right to the front. And Pants on Fire, he's not going to rate either. I think those two horses will be out there winging it on the front end. And
it might set up for the horse that both of you guys like, Machin. I'll start with you, Evan. You were impressed with his allowance win and like him here.
Yeah, I like him here, and no knock on, Rogue Romance or Santiva, but this is a prep for a prep, and both of those horses are probably the quality of the field, but they're coming off long layoffs.
Good point.
I'm going for the informed horse, which is Machin, and off his 2 lines, he looks like that horse that could sit mid-pack off a hot pace, and he's the informed horse. That's the way I'm going to go this time. Now, we'll have a different story down the road in Louisiana Derby after everybody's got a little more bottom underneath them.
All right, before you tell why you like him, I'm going to play a little devil's advocate here. And I don't like the horse here. It was a visually impressive allowance race. I grant you that, the way he split horses and he was rank early and all that. I looked at the internal fractions. They ran 25, 50, and 115. It was a slow race. He received a really slow, brisk speed number. And if he's that far back at the top of the stretch, I don't care how long the fairground stretch is, he's not catching them. So I'm taking a stand against a horse who I think is going to take a lot of money in here.
Well,
tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
you're wrong.
I think you're wrong. Yeah. His first race was January 2nd. It was a 6-furlong sprint. He got a 98 speed.
I was going to say there was nothing wrong with the number he got in his debut.
Exactly, because it was a legitimate pace. And like you mentioned, the only reason his speed number is low is because of those slow fractions, 25, 50, and 115. If there had been a legitimate pace in that race and he had run his race in the stretch, he would have gotten a big number in there. And the fact that he handled 2 turns in superb fashion last time was very encouraging. And as Evan had mentioned, he likes the track. He's got experience at the track. A lot of these horses are shipping in from Florida, and at least the top 3 contenders have never run it at Fairgrounds. And I do think that he's going to be able to relax off the pace. The race is going to set up for a late runner, and I'll take the informed horse. Now, I do respect Macho Man. He's got the top. His number in the Remsen on 101 speed rating was terrific. And Rogue Romance is obviously another late running threat.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, both of those there's a lot of upside to a lot of horses.
Right. Now, as far as Santiva, I'm more inclined. He broke his maiden in that Kentucky Jockey Club, and he was forwardly placed in that race on a slow pace. But he's going to be rating in this race, and I'm willing to take a shot against him in his first start of the year.
I agree with you. All the horses you guys mentioned will probably be the favorite. So my opinion in this is there's a lot of value in here. I'm going to go for some value. I like 3 horses coming out of the LeCompte. Justin Phillip, I had in the LeCompte, and he just ran a clunker, plain and simple. Everything went wrong. Broke poorly, was wide, and just quit in the stretch. He added blinkers in that start for his first time. It was supposed to help. It obviously backfired.
Right.
He's had 3 good works since. I know he's a better horse than that. I think he's going to rebound. Don't forget, he's trained by Asmussen. He knows what he's doing. He'll get this horse to run better. I think he's going to run a big race. I like the horse that ran 3rd in that race, Action Ready, who he was no match for the top 2, but I think I'll improve off that. Brett Calhoun, another winning trainer there. Rosie Napravnik, red hot rider. I think
Leading rider.
Yeah, I think Action Ready will run a much bigger race there. And then Pants on Fire was I thought the best horse in the race. I mean, Wilkinson, take nothing away from him. I like the horse. He made a nice rail skimming move, but Pants on Fire, it was his race to lose. He set the pace. I expect him to have the lead at the top of the stretch again. He has the highest brisk speed number in here way back in his allowance race at Aqueduct in December, third in the Count Fleet. I like all three of those horses at prices.
And you're right about Justin Phillip. I mean, Asmussen was upset after the race. He said obviously the blinkers didn't work. So
right. I'm
think,
giving him another chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's a great race.
Yeah, very good betting race. Let's go to the Fairgrounds Handicap, which talk about a good betting race. Wide open, 12 horses in here. The morning line favorite, lukewarm, is Luke Breton. First race for Todd Pletcher here, California shipper. Michael Stidham also has two horses that are going to take a lot of money. Gran Estrino, who won the Colonel Bradley last out, and Workin for Hops, who comes off a layoff. And guys, throw a dart.
It's pretty wide open. I really liked the Colonel Bradley and the first three finishers in that. I thought that was a really good race. So I would come back with the winner of that, Gran Estreno, and the runner-up, Joinham, who had a little trouble in the beginning and ran a good race. And I know you like the third place horse out of there, but those are two in turf races, I really like horses that are accomplished over the course. And again, this is kind of like the Risen Star. You have a lot of horses that are coming in.
Right.
Like Luke Breton is not from California. So I would lean towards the locals in this spot, and like some sleepers on the outside to dabble right on the outside.
Well, it was really interesting with Luke Breton. Pletcher won this race last year with Blue Street, so he's a very, very good trainer switch there for that horse potentially. But I'm going to take a shot here at a price. Bill Mott horse, Midnight Mischief. He didn't fire his best race last time in the Colonel Bradley, but that was a yielding turf. And Fairgrounds had a ton of rain last month. It's been an off turf every turf race like the last month.
Right.
And but it's going to be firm, I think, on Saturday. It's clear, it's sunny all week. There's no rain in the forecast, and I think he's finally going to get the firm turf that he really likes. 2 starts back in the tropical turf. That was a speed favoring turf at Calder, and he still earned a big late pace number 107. His 2 starts before that were excellent on firm ground, and I think that he's an improving 5-year-old who will get plenty of pace in front to set up a late rally.
Should be a good price, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I'm with you, Evan, here. I like the horses coming out of the Bradley, especially the second and third place finishers, Dubious Miss and Joinham. Dubious Miss is a 7-year-old who's really consistent, has hit the board 15 out of 23 starts, most of them on dirt, but he's been second in both of his turf races at Fairgrounds, including the Bradley last out, and he was second in this race last year. So he'll be good value too, and he's a horse that always fires. And Joinham is a lightly raced 4-year-old from the barn of David Carroll, who's been in the money all 6 of his starts, and he just looks like a horse that's getting better to me. I don't know if he's going to be outclassed here, but he looks like a horse improving, and he'll be coming from off the pace. And then also Workin for Hops, who comes off a layoff, but it's a horse that runs well fresh. And this horse almost always fires, Workin for Hops.
Right.
So those 3 are the ones I'd use.
Yeah, it's a very tough race. And you said throw a dart. You don't really throw a dart. You can narrow it down. I narrowed it down to like 4 horses, but from there, anything can happen.
Yeah. You wanted to mention, I guess, a real long shot Expansion. Who,
I like Expansion a little bit here, and also like Sleepless Night, who's also another pretty lightly raced horse, but closed like a rocket at Gulfstream back in January. And again, doesn't have the experience of race over the track, but at a big price might get into the exacta or trifecta.
Okay. Good betting races all around. Next week, can't wait.
Card.
Yeah.
Great card at Fairgrounds.
Next week, can't wait to talk about the Fountain of Youth. I think that's where everything starts for the Derby Trail. But what's going on at Twin Spires this week?
At twinspires.com, we have the $25,000 Derby Prep Parlay. It opens this weekend. You bet Twin Spires members can bet $10 to win on one horse in up to 20 Derby Prep races and earn shares every time you cash a winner. And then you can let your shares ride for up to $25,000 on Kentucky Derby Day. The first official prep is the Risen Star, so check twinspires.com for details of this and all of our other promotions.
All starts with Machen.
All starts with Machen. That's where I'd be. Yeah,
You guys are going to be -10, right? Yeah. Anyway, thanks to Twin Spires and Briss, our sponsors. Thanks to Evan for filling in for Tom, and thanks for James. Good luck to everybody this weekend. Good day.